News at 11.
Thanks for joining us on this holiday Monday. I'm David Mulcone. We begin tonight with questions surrounding a shooting in Albany, with an Oregon State trooper firing a gun, sending a suspect to the hospital. Catherine Cook talked to a neighbor who witnessed the next few minutes unfold.
The shooting happened just before noon Monday. According to Oregon State Police, troopers were in a high-speed chase with a driver that ended near Southwest Lyon and 9th Avenue in Albany. It's a busy intersection where Highway 20 and 99E meet. OSP says a trooper shot the suspect, who was hospitalized. Neighbor Cameron Suttlemeyer took this video after learning about the call on Facebook.
One of the local scanner groups was posting about a car chase that was in progress right near me, and I'm looking at the timestamp. It's like 1 minute ago, like this just happened.
Suttlemeyer says it looks like the suspect hit one of the bridge posts on the overpass. OSP isn't saying much about what happened, other than they were assisting the Lynn County Sheriff's Office at the time.
As I got there, they were hauling the suspect away in the ambulance towards Good Sam in Corvallis. There have been a few car chases that have gone by, but they're fairly rare. And for one to end, right by me with a police shooting, that's very unusual for Albany, yes.
Well, we don't know how badly the suspect was injured, and police haven't released his name. No officers were hurt. The Albany Police Department is investigating the case. David.
A lot of questions tonight. Catherine Cook reporting. Thank you, Catherine. We're following a significant and difficult national story tonight after a player for the Buffalo Bills collapsed on the field during Monday Night Football in Cincinnati. A warning, the video you're about to see is difficult to watch. He is 24-year-old Damar Hamlin, number 3 and a safety with the team. Now, Hamlin had just tackled a player with the Bengals in the first quarter and gotten up when he appeared to collapse. You see him basically fall backward there. He was surrounded by his trainers, then first responders raced onto the field and performed CPR for at least 9 minutes, according to ESPN. His teammates and coaches cried and then eventually knelt together in prayer. Now, the NFL postponed the game and says Hamlin is now in critical condition in the hospital. Art Edwards will check in with us on this in just a few minutes. Meanwhile, let's get you caught up on tonight's other local headlines. A New Year's Day shooting left a home in Northeast Portland riddled with at least 20 bullet holes. The sound of gunfire just a few hours into 2023 recorded by a neighbor's home surveillance camera. Yeah, bullets pierced walls and windows. The homeowner was away, though, had family members staying overnight. She tells us they were in another room. No one was hurt and no word on any arrests. Police have made an arrest after a shooting last night on East Burnside and 122nd. Portland police say witnesses and surveillance video led them to 60-year-old Parrish Riggins Jr. He is now charged with attempted murder. Investigators say when they arrested him, they found a gun and fentanyl pills. The victim suffered multiple gunshot wounds and is expected to survive. And the owners of a funeral home in the Dalles are cleaning up tonight after, an SUV crashed right into the building. A neighbor says he heard what appeared to be a vehicle speeding through an intersection on Kelly Avenue and then heard a crash. He ran over to find the driver trapped and called 911. First responders pulled him out. No word on that driver's condition. Well, a new year means new enforcement surrounding Portland's very popular food carts. It all has to do with what operators put down their sinks and where it all ends up. Joe Ranieri explains.
Food truck owners have two options going forward. One, they could have their food carts connected to the sewer, or they can have it connected to one of these cubes like we see throughout parts of this food cart here in Southwest Portland. If it's connected to a cube, the new rules require them to have it pumped out on a regular basis, but the cost to do that might surprise you, and it's the cost that some of these owners realize they have to pay no matter what. As the food cart scene in downtown Portland gets ready for what's expected to be another busy year, many of them are preparing for changes.
We're not going to do the sewer, but I think 3 times for us, it's been enough.
Starting this year, they either have to have their food cart connected to a sewer line or have these cubes emptied out on a regular basis.
That's what we have to do. Which is better to have someone to take it, or be able to be on business actually.
Filibardo Saldana runs La Piñata Tacos along Southwest 3rd Avenue. He says he has his cubes of wastewater pumped out at least 3 times a week, which doesn't come cheap. He told me it costs him about $60 every time it's pumped out, and that can eat away at his profits when he's paying over $700 a month to get it done. It was 4 years ago when the Oregon Health Authority implemented the new rule saying the food carts and pods could no longer store wastewater because of health and safety risks. Last fall, we spoke with Jeff Martin with Multnomah County Environmental Health Department. He said the wastewater cubes were only meant to be a short-term fix.
Wastewater that is being generated from these mobile units are full of debris that can attract rodents. They can, when breaks do happen, they contaminate the stormwater drains which go into the Willamette.
We checked in at the food trucks along Alberta and Northeast Portland. Co-owner of Mole Mole, Brenda Flores, says she's thankful she's able to connect to the sewer. Less of a mess and less of a hassle, too.
Also, gives us more space because, it's, taking away a big cube of dirty water, and it just doesn't look very pretty.
If these cubes aren't cleared out on a regular basis, the county does have the right to fine the carts or shut them down permanently. It's still not clear just how often the county is going to make sure that these cubes are pumped out, though. In Southwest Portland, Joe Ranieri, KGW News.
Oregon's new paid leave program is now in effect, which means the state will be taking more money out of your paycheck. Those funds will go toward ensuring eligible workers get up to 12 weeks of paid leave a year. Now, the time can be taken for things like the birth or adoption of a child, serious injury or illness, or taking care of a seriously ill family member. It will also be available for survivors of domestic violence, sexual assault, stalking, or harassment.
Really takes, again, that burden off of folks' shoulders to know that it's not going to be leave that they're going to have to take unpaid, or they could potentially lose their job.
Well, this program is funded by a trust. All workers in Oregon will have 0.6% of their gross wages withheld for the fund every paycheck. And then businesses with more than 25 workers will also have to contribute another 0.4%. Now, while the funds will start coming out right away, it's important to note the paid leave benefits won't actually start being paid out until September. Meanwhile, the cost of electricity in Oregon is going up in the new year. Nearly everyone will be paying anywhere from 7 to 20% more. So let's explain. Portland General Electric and Pacific Power, the two biggest companies, are both raising rates this year. They point to global supply chain issues and say the cost of out-of-state electricity has gone up too. Now, when it comes to Pacific Power, the utility is also spending more to prevent wildfires. You might remember the company was sued after the 2020 fires when victims accused them of failing to power down transmission lines in fire-prone areas. So here's how it breaks down. PG customers, on average, you'll see increases of about 7%. So you pay $114 a month. That's now roughly going to be $122. Pacific Power customers, you're looking at about 20%. So what was $91 last year will now be well into the triple digits.